Hello, it is Margaret with Forward Kind Heart. I hope that you are all doing well today. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, but I wanted to come and talk about work dreams. Also, sorry for any of the crazy background noise. We added a 9-week-old puppy to our family, and the puppy and our older dog have decided that it's now playtime. I was going to do this in another room, but then they would bark and be a distraction. So I just figured I would make do with their noise today. So work dreams, or I guess, should I say work nightmares? Oftentimes we dream about work. It can be an indication that we're burnt out, that our needs aren't being met through work, that, hello, Shauna, that we're not getting what we need from work. And so a couple of different work dreams have been brought to my attention. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, there was Dawn shared with us her work dream about her work plane crashing. And so, feeling like work is out of control, that work is controlling her life to the point where she dies in a plane crash. Then a coworker of mine also shared that she kept having these dreams about work, more like nightmares, and she was wondering what was going on. And so a while ago, I had been talking to a supervisor at a job, and my supervisor had actually asked, "Do you dream about work?" And I kind of laughed and played it off, and I said, well, yeah, I actually do. And she said, well, that's concerning for me, because when we dream about work, that can be a sign that we're burnt out, that we're working so much that we're now dreaming about it. And, I talk a lot about, dream content, what's going on in the dream. So, with Dawn's dream, she was in her work plane and it crashed. The first time I actually dreamt about work, we used to have a boxer dog, and I dreamt that he was at a desk with piles and piles and piles of paperwork. At the time I was in graduate school, so I used it in my dreams class, lucky for me, and my teacher was like, she explained our dreams do talk in metaphors, so that, in that dream I was dreaming that I was working like a dog. So when you have these work dreams, looking for those metaphors, like that dream, working like a dog, working you to death. Both these dreams show that. Me and my coworkers that dream about work, and I haven't in a while, at least not like the coaching and therapy aspect, definitely. I still do crisis work, and I will have dreams about that. And it's phone crisis work, so oftentimes these dreams have to do with not being able to hear the call going wrong, not having the technology. But again, these work dreams that feel out of control, and so often when people dream about work, they are these dreams where people are feeling out of control, that work is controlling their lives. And so when you have these dreams, being able to really start to look at where your life is out of balance, where work is taking up more of your energy than necessary, where work is dominating your life. And I get it. So often we become slaves to our jobs because we need the money to pay our bills so that we can live and so we can survive. That's all great. But if work is everything that you're doing, to the point where you're working 8 hours, 10, 12, because I know some people that I do work with as a therapist and a coach, they do, I work with a lot of people that are working 12-hour days, multiple jobs just to make ends meet, and then feeling very out of balance, very out of sync, because so much of their life is consumed by work. And so these work dreams really are like this call to look at where your life is out of balance, where work is causing this lack of integration with your life, right? Because work is only supposed to be so much, but if work dominates your life, then really starting to look at how you can have those healthy boundaries. Work dreams really signify that as well. because so often now there seems to be this shift in work, right, where jobs expect people to work off the clock, expect people to answer emails, text messages, any of that when not getting paid. And that can cause a lot of anxiety that can fuel our dreams. You know, we as people deserve to be compensated for the time we give people. Time is money. It's our energy, you know, and it's really scary. And I've coached a lot of people that say, well, I don't want to let my boss know that, you know, I put in 30 extra minutes to read that email because my boss will be upset. We don't work for free, you know, and if we do, it's out of passion, it's out of love, but not because somebody takes advantage of that. And that plays out in these work dreams when we're feeling like we're being taken advantage of, that it's out of control, that we are indebted and owed something to somebody. So this becomes very prevalent in our subconscious, and even not even work-related dreams, but dreams where we feel out of control, dreams where we feel that others have decided what is best for us. So looking for those dreams where life doesn't feel in control, it doesn't feel balanced, where somebody is feeling that they know what's best for you and taking advantage of you because of the dynamic, right? A lot of times when we do work, there is this dynamic where we are the subordinate, we are the employee, we are less than, we are indebted, somebody has authority over us. So work dreams can also manifest in those places where there is a very authoritative or authoritarian person that is controlling us in their dreams. Now, Dawn's dream was great because not only was it work related, she was on a work plane, but there was also the pilot who was a male who was running the show, and even talking with her later about how her work has this very male dominant culture, that is where it thrives. And so looking for how these things are going to come into your dreams, how they're going to influence you, and then what do you do with this, right? Because so many times these work dreams become very stuck in them because we already feel stuck. So we have these dreams of work, and then we're upset because we dreamt about work. It doesn't feel good to dream about work because we're at home. We don't want to dream about work. Unless you have a job that you love and you're dreaming about how wonderful your job is, that's awesome. That's great. Congratulations. Then that dream is reaffirming that you are in the right place and life is wonderful. This one, I'm really focusing on work dreams being a sign that we are out of alignment. We are out of congruence with ourselves. And maybe you love your job and you're still having these dream nightmares. That's fine. That happens. That is just letting you know that work is taking too much of your energy. It's taking too much of your time. And your subconscious is asking you to make some shifts because you're not giving you enough. And that can really depend on you. And so, like I said, looking at the dream, and then how can you honor yourself? What do you need to give yourself? What is going to make this better? Maybe you need to take a vacation. Maybe you need some time off. Maybe you need a mental health day. Maybe you need better boundaries with your work where you say, look, I'm not going to answer emails or text messages when I'm off the clock. If this is an expectation, then how do we work this out? What's the compromise? You know, being able to have that voice. You know, so maybe you even dream where you don't have a voice, and looking for where in life you don't have a voice, because that could be in your work situation. So work dreams can be very, very unnerving. They oftentimes feel like nightmares because, you know, they can force us awake. That's awesome. These dreams are here to let you know that you need to be awoken. You need to wake up to the reality of your situation. And a lot of times we're in denial. Again, like I said, we make these excuses. I need my job. I need the money. I need this. I need that. I get that. Where can you bring more creativity and balance into your life? Maybe you can cut back your hours and get a part-time job that you love. Maybe you can get some side gigs going on. You know, I know some fantastic people that have just a bunch of side gigs. And yeah, sometimes they get stressed because they have these 4 or 5 different ways of making money and it all has to come together to pay their bills. But it works. So what do you need to make it work at your job, or to make it work with your job, or to make it work so that you're not feeling so exhausted and burnt out? So a lot of times that's what these work dreams are. They're letting us know we're burnt out, that we're out of balance, and that something needs to change. So I'm not saying you have these work nightmares, you need to go quit your job. No, you're just looking at where to refine balance. A lot of people can find that balance by committing to exercise, to spending more time in nature, to doing creative projects that they love, like art, spending time with family, going to shows. Write a list of what fills you, what fills your soul, what makes you smile, what makes you feel alive. And then when you have that, then you can be able to look at, okay, work is taking 90% of my time. Do you want work to take 90% of your time? If not, cutting that back. You know, a lot of people, work does take 50% of their time. You know, make that little pie chart that a lot of people make that's divided, you know, by like work, leisure, you know, all the things that are important to you, and start to see where things really are out of balance and how you can really start to bring things back into balance. So that is, I think that's about all that I have to say about work dreams. Next week, I am going to talk about a really fun topic that I love to talk about with dreams, celebrity dreams. They're just so cool and they're so fun, and they can be very eye-opening, especially because they really work with our cultural archetypes. And so archetypes is that universal symbol for a type of person, like mother, father, fool, things like that. So that will be next week's topic. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are wonderful. Take care. Bye.